My freaking car was stolen, y'all. Hey guys, I'm back with another video. If you're new here, hey girl, hey, my name is KK. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 500, so if you haven't yet, hit that button, y'all. I tried something different with my hair. I tried to do my hair like Neek, but I think she just got a little bit more hair than me. Like, this is just the chronicles of having really fine hair. Nothing looks as good on you as it does on everybody else. So just trying something out different. If you read the title and see the thumbnail, you guys are probably like, what the heck is going on? I told y'all I was gonna switch the content up and start bringing y'all different videos aside from my notary stuff, but don't fret, don't you worry. I'll get back to my notary videos when I get all my supplies. I ordered my stamps and my notary journal and what else did I get? An embosser and stickers. So I'm gonna do a haul once I get all that stuff in. I got some of it in, but I'm waiting on my stamps. So once they are delivered, I will bring y'all a video on my stamps and everything I got from that. But y'all, I told y'all I was gonna switch the content up, and this was just too crazy to not do a story time about it. Like, all the craziness that happened, like, I have a testimony, and the thing about it is I have been trying to get to church for a minute, but every Sunday there's something going on to where we don't have service. Like, the heater was out, they were getting the heater fixed, and then my pastor, she travels on every third Sunday. So, like, I don't know, I just haven't been able to get to church to really testify, and y'all gonna hear this testimony today. Look. If the congregation ain't gonna hear it, y'all gonna hear this testimony today. So y'all, I'm about to tell y'all what happened to me last week. My freaking car was stolen, y'all. Like, I can't make this up. Like, my freaking car was took last week. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning, right? Okay. Y'all know that I work from home, and my boyfriend called me and he was like, I need the license plate number. Somebody just stole the car. You serious? Yeah, someone just stole the car. Give me the license plate number. So I just renewed my tag. I try to keep all my papers organized and stuff like that. So when I got my sticker, my registration and all that stuff, I put in a filing cabinet so I knew exactly where to go to get my license plate number, right? So, or I text him, I give him the license plate number, and I tell him that we have GPS, right? There's GPS on the car. So basically, he was running errands for his boss, and his boss had him go to Office Depot to pick some documents up. Then he went to UPS to ship the documents off, right? So after he left Home Depot, or I keep saying Home Depot, after he left Office Depot, he went into the UPS store, but he was just dropping the package off, so he left the car running. He went in, dropped the package off, the man scanned it and said it's gonna be here on this date. Came back out, and my boyfriend was like, the car was gone. Not only was the car gone, but there was another car that was pulling into the parking spot that he was just parked at, where the car was parked at. So he was like, what the? Somebody just stole my car, what the? So the dude who pulled in the parking spot, he was like looking at my boyfriend like, what the heck? Like, he hit the alarm button, and he went into the UPS store, and he was telling the guy like, hey, somebody's just got their car stolen. So my boyfriend went in there, and he was like, man, somebody just took my car, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna call the police, but I'm gonna wait outside for the police to come. I'm not gonna say he was in the middle of the hood, but he was in the middle of the hood. And my boyfriend was outside. He was waiting for the police to come, and I was texting him, and I was like, you know, trying to get the story, like what happened and everything. That's really when it clicked to me that I had GPS on my car. So Prince wants to show y'all how big he got. Look how big this baby is. I'm getting big. That's little Brooklyn nuts. Lulu down there asleep, but she heard me say her name. Maybe she'll show herself. You wanna show them your pretty face, Lulu? Baby girl? I don't know if y'all have ever heard of like people who don't like make their payments, like their card notes on time, like the car dealership can cut their car off, right? I've heard of this before, so I called my car dealership and I asked them if they had the ability to just cut the car off, and they're like, no, we don't do that, but here's the information for the company that we have our GPS service through. Call them and let them know what's going on, blah blah blah, right? So as I'm pulling the GPS up, it's pulling up Office Depot. It's not pulling up the UPS store, which should have told us right then and there that the GPS only updates when the car turns off, because it's still showing that my car is at Office Depot even though the car was stolen from the UPS store, right? That didn't click in our head. That did not click in my head, and it did not register to ask like that information for the GPS people, right? I call the GPS people and they're like, they open up a case, they open up like an incident. They're like, okay, this is the number. We're gonna try to locate your car. Well, we're trying to find your car. Just keep trying to update the app, because I have an app on my phone. So just keep trying to update and refresh the app to see if, you know, the address changes or whatever. So GPS people, they don't have the ability to cut the car off either. I'm like, the address that's popping up is not the address it was taken from. He's like, yeah, for some reason we see your car, but it's not refreshing. Like the data is not refreshing because it's in a low satellite area. If it was in a higher satellite area, it would refresh. But normally we have 8 bars, like 8 signal strength, I guess you could say, of satellite, and we only have 4 now, so it's not showing. So I call my boss, like I can't concentrate on doing no type of work, right? So I call my boss, I let him know, like, dude, I gotta take the rest of the day off. My car just got stolen, I gotta figure this out. So he's like, what the heck happened? So I tell him the story, and he's like, well, now, mind you, I do accident claims for rental car companies, so we deal with stolen vehicles a lot, right? So he was like, oh, they must be professionals if they knew where to take it to where the GPS wouldn't update. Like, these might be professionals, right? So I'm like, fuck. Like, it just made me, you know, like, it didn't make me feel good. We'll put it like that. It didn't make me feel good. My boyfriend's on his way home. I'm like, are you gonna take an Uber? Like, how you getting home? And he's like, I'm about to take the bus. Like, I just felt bad. I felt bad. Like, he felt so bad, because it was like the first thing people are gonna ask, like, were the keys in the car? And then when he say yeah, it's like, duh. It felt so bad. So he was like, no, I'm gonna take the bus home, right? So that's gonna take a minute for him to get home. So my boss is like, well, reach out to your insurance and, you know, start the ball rolling on that, because you know that could take some time. So thank God my sister is my insurance agent. So she, like, whenever I need a tow and stuff like that, anything dealing with the vehicle, I'm gonna reach out to my sister, because she knows what to do when it comes to that stuff. Like, she got it, right? So I call her. She's like, don't trip. We gonna wait 24 hours and then we're gonna file the claim. We're gonna give it 24 hours to see if your car can get recovered, because we don't want to start all this and then, you know, the car pop up, whatever. Okay, that was the game plan, y'all. I have full coverage. I have gap insurance with the dealership. I was not anxious. Like, that's a whole nother thing. Like, when I failed my test the first time, my boyfriend like really gave me like a really good pep talk. He made me like really be like, girl, you have got to let go of the reins sometimes. Like, you have the anxiety that you have be messing you up. Like, you have got to let go and let God. It sounds crazy and it sounds cliche, but y'all, I really had to do that. And everything that's within my control, I got. But everything that's outside of my control, like, I cannot be tripping off stuff that I can't fix, right? Once I saw how I jumped from a 70% to a 96%, and it was all based off how I reacted, it clicked. It clicked. Like, I knew what I needed to do, so I'm gonna do what I need to do. Like, I was not anxious. I kept my head cool the whole day. Like, my boyfriend was just, he was like, he even still today, like, he keep bringing it up. Like, I just can't believe how you handled that. Like, you handled that really good, because normally I probably would have been the one freaking out, right? Everything that you've done, you could do, you did, you know? You've contacted the police, you've reached out to your insurance rep, you've reached out to the GPS people, they're looking for your car, you're looking for your car, the police are looking for the car. What more can you do, right? Well, apparently I could do more, but we're gonna get into that in a second. So as my boyfriend's coming home, I'm refreshing the app, the address updated, y'all, right? So I'm like, oh, we got him. They gave him like a slip of paper that had like the detective's name on it, the number to call. If the address updates, call this number and we gonna go out to it, right? So my boyfriend gives the police the address, and you know, we're thinking the police are going to look for the car, right? My boyfriend gets home. Mind you, he took the bus home, right? An hour and a half, maybe 2 hours had passed. He came home, we were talking about it, and then he's like, it's been 2 hours since I gave them that address. They haven't called me with the update saying the car's here, the car's not here. What's really going on, right? He calls the people and a dispatcher picks up and they're like, well, we're still trying to get an officer to make it out to the address. Like, dude, that was 2 hours ago. The car could probably be gone by now. Like, what do you mean you're just trying to get somebody to go to the address? Like, so I'm looking at the address and I'm like, dude, I know exactly where this is at. Like, this is my old stomping grounds when I was in high school, running around being a little delinquent. Like, I know exactly where this is at, right? I don't know the address, but I know the street. Like, I know exactly where this is at, right? Boyfriend's like, you know, he gets off the phone with the police and he's like, damn, they really don't care. Like, they don't care. So I call my sister again and I let her know, and she's like, girl, do you need me to get into the car so we can drive to this address? And I'm like, no, because I'm not going to do anything that's dangerous. I'm not going to have you load the kids up in the car, bring them all the way out here, because she lives like an hour away, 45 minutes to an hour away. Like, I'm not gonna have you load your kids up in the car so we can come play, you know, cops and robbers. Like, we're not about to do that. And I didn't tell my mom at this point. Like, I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell anybody that my car had stolen. It was just fresh. The only people who know about this is my boyfriend, my sister, my boss, and the police, right? So she was like, well, I would go out and look for that car. You know, mom would go out and look for that car. Think about my mom. Like, I can't wait to like do a video, like do a mom tag or something with my mom. But she is gangster. Like, she's gonna pull up. Like, she never been a hoe. He's like, well, I'm telling you, I will go ride to that address. I'm telling you, mom would go ride to that address. What you finna do? So I'm like, ugh, okay. So I talked to my boyfriend and he's like, all right, so if y'all watch my videos, if y'all really know, my best friend lived down the street from me. So I called my best friend and I'm like, girl, I need to use the truck. Somebody done stole my car. I need to go use the truck. The police ain't going there, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, girl, you need to get to 30 seconds. Shorty was in the driveway, right? So me and my boyfriend get in the car. I really do not like how my hair came out. So if y'all see me messing with my hair, I'm just trying to not look as gross. Me and my boyfriend pull up to this house, right? And we don't see my car. It's, you know, it's a residential street. We don't see my car. There are garages. These houses have garages. So some, you know, we're thinking, okay, well, we don't see the car, but there's garages. So what if my car is in one of these garages, right? So we're sitting there maybe 5-10 minutes and an officer pulls up, right? We're going to call him Officer Porky just because he was chubby, and that's just what he gonna be named in this video. So Officer Porky comes up and he's like, you know, I show him my GPS. I give him the rundown, everything. He's like, now mind you, I do want to say this. The address that this was at, the police station, was literally on the next block. So it took 2.5 hours because by the time we got out there, another half hour had passed. So it took 2.5 hours for them to send one cop, one squad car a block away. So, you know, we're giving Officer Porky to run down, blah, blah, blah. We pull the address up on Google Maps and we're looking. You know how, like, if you pull it up, you can see the image of the house, like the street view. You can see the house. We matching up, okay, this address, this house, this is the house right here, right? There's a car in the driveway. There's a garage. The garage doesn't have any windows, but this is where it's saying my car is at, right? Like, you put the GPS, it's like your vehicle is right here. Like, we're literally standing on a dot, right? So he's like, yeah, that's crazy. This is another reason why he called Officer Porky in this video. I'm outside talking to him. He's sitting in a squad car, and I'm outside talking to him, showing him my phone, and he asked for the coordinates, like the latitude, longitude of where the GPS was saying this car was at. So I am on the phone with the GPS people and I give him the coordinates and he pulls his phone up and his screensaver was like some real like good old boy, like keep calm, shoot a nigga first type shit, right? So I was just like kind of off put, but I don't care what your beliefs is right now, Officer Porky. I need you to find my car, okay? I'm gonna act like I didn't see that. I told my boyfriend and I was just like, look at that. And we just kept on moving. I didn't say nothing. I wasn't, whatever. Focus, girl. Get the car back, right? We don't care about none that this man got going on. Get the car back, right? So he's like, well, I don't see the car, so I'm about to start looking in these backyards, right? So I did take little pieces of clips. I didn't know if I was gonna get the car back, but I just wanted to document, like, I just wanted to take little video clips. So you will see like little second clips or something throughout this video of just, so you can get a visual of what I'm talking about, right? So Officer Porky is walking through the houses on the street. He's going into the backyards and he's checking. He's like, I don't see no car, right? So as he's checking, the person in the house that because we're parked right in front of the house. If anybody come out that house or anything, we're gonna see him. So this man comes out the house and he like fake checks his mail, right? So me and my boyfriend's like, hell no. So we flag Officer Porky down. He's probably like 4 doors down, like 4 houses down the street. And we're like, this man just came out here and fake checked the mail, trying to see what's going on. Go knock on that door, see what's going on, right? So he knocks on the door and it's an older couple, like maybe in their mid to late 60s, comes to the door and they're like talking to the officer, right? And you see him pointing and you see him doing all of this, but poor Officer Porky leave from the front off their porch and he comes to the car and he's like, yeah, he said that he did see a silver Nissan running up and down the street, but the car that's in the driveway is his wife's and it's his car that's in the garage. But this garage doesn't have any windows. Like, you're gonna go off his word? Like, so he's like, well, he's an older man and if he took your car, he's not gonna tell me it's okay, I can go look in the garage. This man was about to pack his stuff up, y'all, and get in the car. Like, my boyfriend had to stop him and be like, officer, look, I would feel a lot better if we saw you open that garage because you don't know what's in that garage. That man told you, but there's no windows. You can't even go peek in. Like, dude, if you don't go open that garage. So he's like, you know what? You're right, right? So he goes back to the door. The old man comes outside. He opens the garage. And y'all, when Officer Porky came back to the car and told me this, he was like, when he opened the garage door, like, he stopped for a split second because the car had the same numbers as my license plate. So like in Ohio, there's like 3 letters and some numbers on your license plate. The letters was all different, but the numbers was the same. So he like for a split second was like, wait, but then he realized, totally different car, totally different license plate, whatever. So it wasn't my car, right? Back, Officer Porky comes back to the car and he tells us, this isn't the car, y'all. I'm gonna keep looking. This is a hot area. People do be dumping cars down here, so it is possible. I'm gonna be on the lookout for your car. Keep checking that thing. If it pops up a new address, come let us know. We're not finna call you. We're gonna go find this vehicle ourselves. Like, y'all don't care. Y'all making it clear y'all got other things to do, right? It took y'all 2.5 hours to send somebody a block, right? So whatever. We just keep refreshing, keep refreshing, keep refreshing. Now my OG subscribers know that I clean commercial properties at night, right? We call my best friend up again and we're like, can we see the truck? We want to go to work. I'm gonna work on a rental tomorrow because like I told you, my sister said she gonna file a claim tomorrow, whatever. I'll get into a rental. Let me see the truck, girl. I love her. But she was like, don't worry about it, here I come, right? So she comes and picks us up and we're driving to work. We get on the freeway and we're driving to work, right? As we get on the freeway, the address updates, right? Y'all, like, I'm checking this thing like an Instagram feed. Every 2 seconds, I'm refreshing this GPS app, right? So we get in the car, it updates, the address updates, right? Now, the address is like it's like the street next to where the car was stolen in the first place, okay? Like, oh, these are some kids. Why would you go back to the scene of the crime? Like, oh, these are kids. So first we thought these were professionals who were taking it to some chop shop that got like some satellite blocking technology to where GPS isn't working. Now we think it's some kids because why would your stupid ass go back to where you took it from, right? So now we doing like 80 on the freeway. We finna get there, right? As we're getting off the freeway, the address changes again. So it's like, damn, he on the move, right? So we put the new address into Google Maps. We go and we pull it up, right? It takes us to this shady ass apartment complex that where the name of the apartments is not listed anywhere. Like it's like a mixture between apartments and townhouses. So it's like there's garages, there's a bunch of parking spots, there's, you know, it's just like a big apartment complex, right? So there's like at least 10 different entrances to get into various parking lots and parking spots. We got the GPS up and it's like your car is right here, right? We're driving around and we're looking, we're pulling in different parking spots, pulling out, pulling in. We pull into this one parking spot and we see this man unloading groceries. We see this older white man unloading groceries. So we're like, so Paul's like, how do I get over there? Like, I want to get over there. Like, I see that there's houses and cars and apartments over there, but I don't know how to get to that parking spot, right? So he backs up and he finds this driveway off in the cut, and this driveway takes us to like a very small parking lot back where like the dumpsters are at, right? There is the older white man who is unloading his groceries is the first vehicle we see when we're pulling into this driveway, right? We're pulling into this parking spot, right? Parking lot. We get in there, y'all. Why is my car parked right next to where this truck is at, right? So we're like, what the heck? There's the car, right? Like, oh my God, we cannot believe we have landed eyes. We have our eyes on my car. My car's name is Gracie, right? So we're looking at Gracie. My boyfriend's like, call 911 right now. Call him. Let him know. Call the dispatcher. And I'm like, I'm looking at my vehicle. Get somebody out here right now so I can get this car, right? So she's like, okay, we got somebody coming. Do you need me to stay on the line? Like, yes, lady, stay on the line with me until the police come. Like, I'm not a dispatcher, but even I know from watching Rescue 911 back in the day, you're supposed to stay on the phone with me until the police come. Lady, stay on this phone. So she's like, you know what? You're right. So she stays on the phone, right? And she's like talking to me and my boyfriend. And I'm just, y'all, I was just praising God. Like, I was so grateful that I had eyes on Gracie. There was no damage to the outside of the car. Like, it looks like I just pulled up and parked it right there, right? A man who's unloading his groceries, like my boyfriend's talking to this man so we could get like, like we know the address to where we're at, but the address just brought us to this apartment complex. Like, where can we tell the police that we're at so they know to pull up right here to this driveway right here? He's like, I don't know if he was like Russian or something, but he didn't really speak good English, but he was just like kind of trying to figure out what was going on, right? Like, that he's not like, you know, there's a loss in translation somewhere. So my boyfriend's like, okay, sir, thank you, blah, blah, blah. So the guy's like, he's like really helping us out. Like, he's trying to help us too. Like, he's trying to figure out what the name of these apartments is, right? So I walk out by the main street because I want it's in a cut. So when the police come, I want to be able to flag them down so that they see me, right? So as I'm standing by the street, I see this girl come out the apartment and I'm like, what's the name of these apartments? And she's like, these apartments ain't got no names. They just the apartments on Bella Street. So I'm like, oh, we really in the hood. These apartments don't even have names, right? So I'm telling a 911 dispatcher and she is being so negative. She's like, my boyfriend's like, because now mind you, I didn't say this earlier, but when I got my car, I only got one key from the dealership. Like, I never got a spare key or anything like that. So the plan was to get it towed back to my house and then I'll take it to the dealership and get it rekeyed the next day, right? Whatever. So I'm telling this to my boyfriend and the lady, the dispatcher, she's like, oh, you know, it's 2021. People can redo them keys. That key fob, they can just go ahead and copy that. That ain't, you know, that don't mean nothing nowadays, right? So I'm just like, lady, you know, be cute just be cute, right? by the street and I see the police car coming up, right? It's only one squad car, but I see him coming up and I flag him down and he pulls into the driveway, right? Now this officer, I'm gonna call him Officer Dewey because he's just like an airhead. Like, I felt like I put on a damn badge and put on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's official police business.
So we gonna have Officer Dewey, right? So Officer Dewey pull up and he's like, he's real like, Officer Dewey, like he just airheaded. Like I feel like he was like, what? I'm gonna be a cop. Okay, let me be a cop now, dude. Out the car, he's like, so, all right, you know, this is your car. Have you made arrangements for somebody to come pick it up? I'm like, yeah, AAA's on her way now. You know, whatever. So he's in his car and he's concerned about getting my vehicle off of the stolen car report, which is very important because I don't want to be driving around and somebody think my car is still stolen and, you know, have the police come after me thinking I stole my own car. So I get it, Officer Dewey. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Make sure my car is off the stolen vehicle report, but he didn't care about nothing else. He was just like, all right, I got everything to take you off the list. Y'all made arrangements. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna head out. And my boyfriend was like, what the hell is up with y'all, like leaving us high and dry here? Like, so what happens if the people who stole the car comes out the apartment complex with my key trying to get in my shit? Like, I'm trying to avoid a confrontation, you know? I didn't have to call y'all in the first place because y'all didn't help us earlier. But what you mean you finna leave? So my boyfriend was like, dude, no. So the officer Dewey's like, okay, yeah, you're right, that makes sense. I'll hang out, right? So as we're waiting for AAA to pull up, right? So mind you, let me take it down. So, okay, the white older Russian man who was unloading his groceries, this is his truck. This is my car, and there's another car right here. So there's like 3 cars in like this little parking lot, right? So I hear these voices and they're so loud, it almost sounds like they're arguing, right? But it's just 2 loud voices. So I look and I see 2 dudes over by the dumpster. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, I rolled the window down a little bit so I could hear them, but I'm not too concerned about them at this point, right? I mean, we're in an apartment complex in a parking lot. Of course, there's probably going to be other people around, right? So the dudes walk over by the cars, right? And they're starting to get really, so one is like really belligerent and the other one is just like a tag along, right? So the dude is like, no, see, y'all got to move y'all cars because my best friend has a truck. So it's like this big ass truck, expedition or excursion, whatever the hell truck that is, Explorer, something big. I don't know, a big truck. So we're parked directly behind my car, and then Officer Dewey is parked behind us, but he's kind of blocking, like, if anybody tried to leave out of any of those 3 cars, we had them blocked off, right? Like, y'all not getting out. So he's like, no, y'all got to move y'all shit. Y'all got to move y'all shit. Talking to us and talking to police officer, right? We did not put 2 and 2 together that we were just having a whole conversation with this white man whose truck this is, right? We didn't even put 2 and 2 together. This man is telling us to move so he can get in his truck and leave, but that's not your truck. That's that man's truck, and this is my car. Unless you talk about this little smug over here, that's the car that you need to be getting in, right? We don't think nothing of it. The dude is like on 10. When I tell you he's on 10, like he's talking crazy. Like I had to tell my boyfriend, like he was like, no man, y'all get to move y'all shit. Y'all get to move y'all shit. My boyfriend was like, hold up, who is this nigga talking to? Like, and I'm just like, babe, we gotta focus. Car stolen. Don't worry about these niggas over here. Like we gotta worry, car stolen, get the car back. This is what we need to focus on. This is where our mind and our energy is at right now, right? So this dude is still going hammer. He's walking up to the police car, talking to the police greasy, like just doing the absolute most, right? So the officer, we move our car a little bit so that the cop car can move his car a little bit, but we're still blocking my car in. Really, all we did was make enough room so that this truck could move out. But again, not putting two and two together because everything's happening. You know, everything's so chaotic right now that they're not putting two and two together. That we just had a whole conversation with the man who owns this truck. Like, this is not y'all truck. We're still not putting two and two together, right? So that dies down. We move the cars and we go back to focusing on waiting on the AAA man, right? Not even 5 minutes later, we hear the voices again, and my boyfriend goes, them niggas didn't leave, right? We didn't even realize that we moved the cars and they never got in the car and left, right? So they're still going back and forth. The two dudes are still going back and forth with each other, and the guy who's the belligerent one, he's like, I gotta go get gas. They need to move so I can go get gas, blah, blah, blah. Now, when my boyfriend realizes that they didn't move the first time when we moved the cars, that they didn't leave, he's on high alert now. Now it's like he's starting to put two and two together, like, hold the fuck up. Who are these dudes really, right? So as they're talking, he hears the less belligerent guy, who's just a tag along, right? He hears him say, man, it looks like they over there fucking with your shit, right? So, because we was in my car, like the car was unlocked. My boyfriend went into the car, but I just want to save that for a second. So the dudes come back. They're telling us to move the cars again, and they're talking crazy. They're talking greasy, right? Cop looked like he was about to move the squad car again, right? So, you know, like when you're going to get in someone's car and you're waiting for them to unlock the door, so you just kind of stand by the door. This belligerent dude stood by the passenger side of my door like he was waiting for somebody to unlock it. So my boyfriend was seeing all this. I still was like peeping the scene, but I didn't see all of this because I'm telling you, this was like, it was chaotic, right? And this was nighttime. Like, it was, right? So as he's sitting there talking to the officer, you know, this raggedy ass bitch had the nerve to hit my key fob and unlock my car. You know, when you lock the car, it goes bloop bloop, and you hear the doors lock, right? But when you unlock it, it doesn't make a sound. The doors just unlock and all the lights in the car light up, right? So as soon as the car lights up, the dude, the belligerent one, opens the driver's side door, and me and my boyfriend, we're sitting in my best friend's truck still. So we hop out the truck, and Officer Dewey is still sitting in a squad car. So Paul is like, hold up, man, this nigga, you about to get in my fucking car, man. This nigga trying to take my car. Because he's literally saying, he's telling us he's about to get in the car and go to the gas station. We need to move so he can get in the car and go to the gas station, right? So Paul's like, hold up, this nigga's getting in my car. Passenger side, he throws his hands up. He's like, I ain't got shit to do with this, right? Like, my boyfriend is approaching the dude. My boyfriend is approaching him, and he's like yelling at the cop, like, dude, he's about to take my car. Like, what the f, right? So Officer Dewey finally, I'm not even joking, y'all. It was like 15 seconds have passed. Like, it seemed like forever, but he did not want to get out the car. Officer Dewey gets out the car and he's just fucking standing there. I'm like, dude, right? So we're all like, it's like a split second to where we're all just like, it's the wild, wild west, and it's just like stare down, right? So my boyfriend is going off, right? I'm going off, right? The dude who's on the passenger side, he takes off running towards the dumpsters. The other dude who's the driver's side, the belligerent one, he takes off. He's running towards the dumpsters. I'm looking at Officer Dewey. Dewey's standing there. I'm like, man, if you don't go chase that man, go fucking chase that man. Tackle him. Like, what the f? You watching that, like, it, like, my boyfriend was almost like, dude, do you want us to go chase him? Like, what the f? Like, so the officer finally runs after the dude, right? And he don't even do like a full sprint. Like, he catch up to the guy, right? Now he's over by the dumpsters, and the dude just surrenders himself, right? So my boyfriend was like, and the other dude got away, right? The other dude got away. So my boyfriend was like, he threw them keys. Nobody's just gonna surrender themselves like that. He threw those keys. So we're looking for the keys. He puts the dude in the back seat and he walks past us. And when I tell you he's so high and so off the planet that like he didn't even look human. His eyes were fully glazed over. Like he was looking at you, but he wasn't looking at you. Like he was not there, right? He was high out of his mind, right? So he walks past the car and he like mugs the shit out of me, right? And I'm going off like, you raggedy motherfucker, people work for their car, people work for their stuff, and you just wanna, you raggedy, you, I'm going off, right? I'm going off. My boyfriend's like, girl, if you do not get in that car and shut up, like, you are doing the absolute most. So he's like, man, that's my car. I ain't touched that girl. Like, he don't even know what's going on, right? Like, he's so out of it. Like, he don't even know what's going on, right? So by this time, Officer Dewey must have called back up. I don't know when he called back up, but like, by the time that he was sitting in the back of the car, the apartment complex was filled. It was like 10 police cars, maybe like 7 or 8, but it was like 10 police cars out there. And streets all lit up. All these officers, they're asking us what the other dude had on. Did you see any weapons? What did he have? Blah, blah, blah. So 5 minutes later, they caught the dude, right? And they're putting the dude in the back of one of the squad cars. And he's like, what am I getting arrested for? What the? And they're like a stolen vehicle. He's like, a stolen car, a stolen car. Like, he's going off, right? So come to find out, the cousin was the dude who was the less belligerent one. The dude who stole my car, who was high out of his mind, went to go pick him up, and they was about to go, like, he didn't even get in the car yet. So he, you know, probably was like, oh yeah, I got my car, I got my girl's car, let's, you know, blah, 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 woo woo. He's like, I don't know nothing about no stolen car, nothing. Like, y'all cannot arrest me for this. Like, I literally came outside and was about to get in the car with my cousin. Like, y'all can't arrest me for this, right? So they ended up not arresting the dude because in reality, his cousin was just a piece of shit. Like, he really didn't know what was going on. And you could tell, like, as soon as we was like, nigga, that's our car, he was like, the fuck? I don't know what, you know, I don't know. And like I told you, the other dude was like belligerently drunk, right? So the cops come, they talk to us, they get all our information. So we go in the car. We actually was in the car earlier when we first got there. My boyfriend opened the door, but when we got in the car, this disrespectful ass. So he took out like the cords for the car, replaced them with his little dirty Android chargers. He took out the Hawaiian pink lei that I've had in my car. My sister gave me this Hawaiian pink lei when I was in high school. Like, every car I've had, I had this Hawaiian pink lei hanging from the rear view mirror, like a total basic bitch. But at the end of the day, like, my sister gave me that, and it has sentimental value, and it was just like, I don't know. But he took that, threw it out the window. He had his coat in there. He had lottery tickets, snot rags. There's a little cheap little like 5 for $1 blunt wrappers. He had energy drinks in there. He was probably using the mask that I had in there. Like, ugh, I felt so violated. Like, I felt so violated. He had my car stinking. Like, he was smoking like unfiltered, unmenthol fucking cigarettes in there, but he probably was smoking crack in there, quiet as it's kept. It probably was crack that he was smoking in there. Like, the dude was so out of his mind. Like, he had to be like a woo head, a water head, a crack head. Like, he was definitely like Shermy McGurmy, right? So yeah, fast forward, my phone's about to die. So I'm on my boyfriend's phone, but I gave him my phone so he could use the flashlight on the phone to look for these keys, because like, I know the keys are over there. My boyfriend's like, he wouldn't have given himself up like that if he still had my key in his pocket. I know he has the key because he hit the key fob and unlocked the freaking door, like made the car light up. You can't do that with just snapping your fingers. So guess who found my key? One of the 10 cop cars that came up there, it was Officer Porky from earlier. Officer Porky found my key. It was just so crazy. Like, this whole thing was just so crazy. But It was nuts. So like I ended up having to call AAA and cancel my tow because I didn't even need to get towed. Like I basically just got in the car. We went to the gas station, put gas in the car, in my best friend's car. We went to work, went and cleaned, and then we drove home, gave my friend her car back. But it was just so crazy. But I will tell you this. Like, so I got the car back. Gracie's in the driveway. She's beautiful as ever. My boyfriend went and took and got her detailed. All the evidence of crackheadery was going on in there. We cleaned it out or whatever. And we made sure that the car was taken off stolen vehicle report, so we didn't have any issues or anything like that. So the very next day, the detective called me and he was like, you know, I just want to call and give you a follow-up of what was going on. He was like, I just want to double check, you know, just to make sure. He was like, so you didn't know that guy, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know him. He was like, and you didn't give him permission to use your car, right? I'm like, no, I don't know the man. He stole a car from the UPS store. So he was like, okay, so yeah, this guy is known for doing this. He just stole a car last week, but we couldn't charge him because he was too beat up. I'm like, so you don't go to jail for a long time for stealing cars? Like, is that something with the 90s? Like, nobody cares about Grand Theft Auto no more? Like, nobody cares that people out here stealing cars? No, he couldn't be charged because he was too injured. So tomorrow when he goes to the front of the judge, he's going to be charged with your car and the car from last week. Oh, so y'all caught up with him last week and y'all whooped his ass and no, y'all couldn't send him in front of a judge. That's really what happened. Quiet as it's kept. That's really what happened, but I don't care. To be honest, like, even my boyfriend was like, this all fall back on him because he left the keys in the car. Even though people do it all the time, no matter if it's a good neighborhood, not good neighborhood, you're running in, you're turning your back for 2 seconds. Like, he felt like it was his fault. So he didn't even want the dude like to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, almost felt like it was like a bait cars type of situation. But I didn't care. I don't care if that man, look, you have a problem, obviously. You have an addiction of some sort and you out here stealing cars, and then you need to go sit in jail, period. So, yeah. The major takeaway, besides not leaving the keys in the car, is how I reacted. Like, that's why I say this is a testimony, because y'all, when I tell you I was calm the whole day, like, in this situation, I was the rock for my boyfriend. He was looking to me to be like on it, and I was on it. Like, and situation, I did everything that I felt like I was supposed to do. I was calm. I did everything that was within my power. I did, and I made sure I did it to the fullest degree. Anything that I can do, I'm gonna make sure I do it. But if it's not something that I can manipulate as far as put my hands on it, if I can't change the outcome of what's going to happen, if I can't step in and alter the situation at all, I cannot stress about it. Like, I cannot stress about it. And it really was made clear to me when I retook my test for my commission. But it was like, okay, you can't fake this. You think you got this, but I'm gonna throw something at you and see if you really learned that lesson. Like, let's see if you can apply this. And I did. I passed with like I passed. Like, and I want to go back and I'm gonna put in here a comment that somebody left me when I failed the test. And when I tell you, like, this comment resonated with me, like, I still think about it to this day. And it's crazy because different people can tell you the same thing. And, like, 5 different people can tell you the same thing. But it's something about that 5th person saying it that resonates and it really speaks to you. When this woman commented this on my page, like, even though she was talking about my test, me taking my test, like, you can apply that to anything. Like, if you are doing nothing but positivity and you're trying to do things that are positive, that don't harm, don't hurt nobody, and you're getting nothing but static, baby girl, you better keep doing what you're doing, because you getting close to something. You own to something, okay? You own to something. And I just feel like I gave full control to God. Like, I fully surrendered and was like, God, you got the wheel on this one, brother, because this is too big for me. Like, and I noticed too, like, with the whole pandemic and the Rona shit, like, I can't stress about things that are out of my control. And when I tell you that is helping me with my anxiety, and I like proved that to myself when the car was taken, that like I feel like I got the blueprint now. You know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like I got the blueprint. Give it your all, 110%. Give it your all. If you can change it, if there's something that you can do that is going to change the outcome or going to make the outcome better, do it. Go balls to the wall with it. But you cannot be stressing yourself out about things that are out of your control. So it was just one of them cliche, let go and let God, but I really did. And I was just like, wow, like God don't play about me. I've said it a million times and I'll keep saying it. God don't play about me. God definitely don't play about Paul and Christy. He has helped us 100% of the time. Anytime he steps into a situation, he changes it for the better. So like I was so calm the whole day it happened that by the end of the day when we were sitting on the couch and we had gotten Gracie back, we were just looking at each other like, dude, can you believe like today was wild? Like we gonna be telling our grandkids about this if I ever had kids. We gonna be telling our grandkids about this one day. Like I just had to come and tell y'all that. Like, and again, like I said, I haven't been able to get in church, so I just really wanted to testify and let y'all know. Like, I had to tell somebody because God is so good. God does not play about me. And when you really take your hands off the wheel, and I'm so cliche, but when you really let go and let God, like, just, it's crazy. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the story time. I learned so many lessons, y'all. Like, so many lessons. Don't leave your keys in the car, no matter where you at. If you're in Beverly Hills turning around, I don't care what you doing, take them keys off the car. Why people don't call the police? I mean, quiet as it's kept. I see why they don't really fool with y'all like that. Every officer that I encountered just felt like they had somewhere else to be, like they didn't want to be here, or that they were like scared. Like, I get it. You're in Cleveland. You pulling over people who don't look like you, and you probably have a preconceived notion of the people that you pulling over. Like, I get it. But baby, maybe you should be a swim instructor. Maybe you should sell insurance. Maybe policing is not with, you know. Me and Paul was looking at the cop like, do you want us to chase this nigga? Like, that's when I was like, oh yeah, this probably isn't for you, sir. Probably isn't for you, but it is what it is. Like in this city, like if you don't have drugs in your pocket, they don't care about you. They police drugs. That's what they do. Somebody stole your car. Somebody beat your grandma up. Somebody ran your kids over. Somebody killed you. Because they don't even care about murders out here. That's the thing. They don't even care about murders. Can they put a trafficking charge on you? Can they put a RICO charge on you? Oh, they can. Then they give a. Crazy thing about it is, remember I told you how the GPS only updates when the car turns off? So the dude was joyriding around a stolen, supposedly hot-ass car around East Cleveland for 7 hours. Around the same blocks that he took it from, but he wasn't stopped not one time. Y'all wasn't looking for that car. You wasn't looking for that car, but it don't matter because me and my boo.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
My baby was gonna get that car back, y'all. He was gonna get that car back. And he was like, I didn't even tell you, but I was gonna stay up all night checking that app. I didn't care if it was 2 o'clock in the morning. They was gonna have to turn that car off sometime. So I was going to get that car back. I know that's right, babe. I know that's right. But yeah, y'all, that was crazy. But I'll come at y'all when I get my when I get the rest of my supplies in on the haul, showing you guys all the supplies I got for my general notary work, and we'll get into all that in my next video. But y'all, thanks for staying tuned to this crazy story. So crazy because like the cops were like shocked that we got the car back. Like, they was like, I can't believe y'all got this car back. It was crazy, but don't play with KK and Paul now. And mess with God's children now. Can't do that. Because God don't play about his kids. And when he really know that you doing the right things and doing the positive things, he gonna make sure you straight. Don't stress. Whatever it is you're going through, baby, God knows you're going through it, and he is putting things in place to where you're gonna look back at the situation that you in and you're gonna laugh. Like, you're gonna be like, I cannot believe I was tripping about this. Like, I can't believe. Okay, y'all, but that's it. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help me reach my next goal. And I'll see y'all later. Wash your hands, love yourself, pray to God. Peace.